Good day, everyone. Today, we are going over the guidelines for the preliminary oral defense for school year 2026-2027. So, mabilis lang to. And sa dulo nitong video na to, or ng discussion na to, alam nyo na exactly kung ano ang ipiprepare nyo, paano mag-submit, at ano ang mangyayari after. So, magbubukas ang submission on August 24 hanggang August 29. So, tingnan na natin kung ano-ano ba yung mga kailangan yung malaman. So, rationale. Why this guide matters? The preliminary oral defense is the first formal check of students' research. It happens before students move on to data collection, analysis, and the final oral defense. This school year, the defense uses a new system. This is called offline preliminary oral defense with a recorded video submission and online panel feedback. So students present and record their defense, panelists then watch the video and give feedback. Okay, so this system aims to 1. Give students a formal research checkup. 2. Gives panelists enough time to review each study. 3. Cuts down on scheduling problems. 4. Creates a written record of panel feedback. 5. Catches big problems early. The methods, the ethics, the stats. 6. Helps advisor guide student revisions. 7. Decides if a study is ready for the next stage. Okay, so bakit nga ba natin kailangan ito? So itong preliminary oral defense, parang siya yung first check-up. First check-up ng research ninyo bago kayo tumuloy sa data collection. Okay, yung pagsasurvey na ninyo or sa analysis and also to the final oral defense. Okay, so ito yung mahalaga. So this year, we are doing it differently. Okay? We call this offline presentation kasi isasubmit nyo yung presentation ninyo yung recorded video ninyo. Then saka lang siya i-review ng panelist. So ibig sabihin, isang beses ka lang magpe-present at magre-record, i-upload mo, i-upload yung maayos na presentation. Tapos, ang panelist na ang magbabasa at mag-evaluate. Magbabasa and mag-evaluate ng inyong submitted output. Okay, so this setup gives everyone, the teachers and also the students more breathing room. Okay, at mas protected kayo kasi ang makakapanood lang ng mga videos ninyo ay kung sino yung panelist assigned to your group. Next. We have the 9-step process. The defense is not just presentation, it follows one clear path from start to finish. Prepare, present, record, upload, review, feedback, revise, recheck, decide. Okay, so the real goal, decide if the study is ready to move forward. Panelists check whether the study is 1. Conceptually sound, 2. Methodologically appropriate. 3. Ethically acceptable. 4. Backed by research evidence. 5. Feasible in time and resources. 6. Statistically model appropriate. 7. Ready for the next stage. Okay? So the whole process follows 9 steps. Yan, ito yung 9 steps natin. Okay? So take note, hindi ito gumawa ka lang ng presentation tapos na. So buong cycle siya, no? At the end of it, the panelists are really asking 7 questions about your study. So solid ba yung concept mo, tama ba yung method mo, ethical ba, sapat ba yung evidence? Okay, feasible ba, tama ba yung statistics or stats modeling, ready ba for the next stage? So keep those 7 in mind while you prepare. They are basically the rubric behind the rubric. So this one, itong 7 na to, ito din yung nilalaman ng rubrics. So next, how the defense works, set step by step. A. Offline presentation. Students present offline following the schedule set by the research advisor. B, video recording. The presentation is recorded. This video is the official material panelists will review. C, Google Drive submission. Students upload the video, research proposal / manuscript, and any required documents. D, online panel review. Assigned panelists watch the video and evaluate the study using the official rating system. Letter E, consolidation of feedback. All panel comments are gathered in one Google Sheet or feedback system. Letter F, revision and decision. Advisors help students understand and act on the panel's recommendations. So ito yung actual na itsura ng bawat step. So letter A, mag-offline kayo bago mag-present, meaning magre-record kayo. Okay, so letter B, i-record nyo yung presentation ninyo. Okay? And then, i-upload nyo yung video, and then saka ma-evaluate ng panelist. Lahat ng comments, lahat ng comments, meron ding Google Sheet na mai-share para sa inyo. And then, the research advisors or the research teachers will help you. Kung hindi nyo naintindihan ng malinaw yung kanilang mga feedback. Okay? So, next. Ayan. So, importante to, research agenda and codes. Every study falls under one of these 9 research agendas. The code is used in every file name. Okay? Kapag ang research study mo, makikita mo naman yan from your title pa lang. Natural sciences related or aligned. So, ang code mo ay, ang research agenda mo ay NS. If it is aligned, if your study is aligned to local responsiveness, quality assurance, and policy studies, LRQAP ang code mo. Business and product development, that is BPD. Sustainability and heritage conservation, SHC. Social sciences, SS. Gender responsive research, GRR. Quality Standards in Education, QSE. Globalization, mali spelling. Globalization and Internationalization, that is GI. Industry Alignment and Employability, IAE. So again, lahat ng research studies ninyo, piliin nyo dito which one it is most aligned. So that will be your code na gagamitin natin sa file name ninyo. File name when you are submitting your file. Next, let's proceed to the strand codes. Okay, so simple lang naman yung strand codes for the filing name or for the file name. Use these codes to identify your strand in every submitted file. If you are from Accountancy, Business and Management, ABM ang inyong code, ang strand code. Next, kapag UMS, ayun ang code nyo. Science, Technology, Engineering, Mathematics, STEM, Technical, Vocational Livelihood. So, it's either HE, IA, ICT. Okay? So, madali lang ninyong ma-identify yung inyong strand code. Then, on the other side, we have good to know. In the Google Drive, all TVL substrands, HE, IA, ICT, can be grouped under one simplified folder. So, yung mga submission files ninyo, iisa lang yung drive na pagbabagsakan niya. Nasa TVL folder. Hindi siya hiwa-hiwalay na HE, IA, ICT. Isang folder lang yung babagsakan niya sa drive. Next. Your entry number is already assigned. Okay? Comes from the official research proposal or title bank, is maintained and given by your research advisor. Why it matters? Every research entry needs one consistent number across all files, folders, and records. Using the official entry number keeps submissions organized and prevents mix-ups during panelist checking. This number becomes part of your official file name. Okay? So, ang inyo daw entry number ay ibibigay or manggagaling sa research advisor or sa research teacher ninyo. Actually, your entry number is your group number. Kung group number 1 ka, ang entry number mo 01. Kung group number 8 ka, ang entry number mo 08. Ganun siya. So wag na kayong malilito kung saan manggagaling ang entry number. As your research teacher, sasabihin ko na by group ito. If you are group number 3, ang entry number mo 03. Ganon. So sana naintindihan. Let's proceed to slide number 8. Okay, so name your files right away. Ang general format natin, agenda code, underscore, strand, underscore, section number, underscore, entry number, underscore, file type. Okay, so balikan natin. Agenda code, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina dito sa ayan, ito yung agenda code NS, LRQAP, BPD, SHEC, SS, GRR, QSE, GI, IAE. Piliin nyo na dito kung ano yung agenda code that is aligned to your study. For example, quality standards in education. So, ang code mo ay QSE. Okay? Or if ever globalization and internationalization, ang code mo, GI. For example, social sciences yan. Ang code nyo, SS. Example, business. Example, sa mga ABM strand dyan, business and product development, that is, the code is BPD. Okay, so balikan natin. That is the agenda code. Dapat ay alam nyo na at tama yung pinili ninyong agenda code. And then your strand, it's either STEM, ABM, UMS, TVL-HE, TVL-IA, TVL-ICT. Underscore again, this section number. Alam niyo naman ang section nyo. ICT 1, ICT 2, ICT 3. Okay? So this one, yung strand, ICT. Ang section number will be 1. ICT underscore 1. And then your entry number, for example, your group number 5, this will be 05. And then the file type. Ang file type is the video presentation and also the research proposal. Doon lang tayo sa dulo, sa file type, magkakapalit. No? Kung video presentation yung i-upload nyo, ito yung kanyang file name. Kung research proposal, ganito yung file name niya. So strictly follow this formatting ha. Okay, so dito sa example natin, mag-upload ng video presentation. Mag-upload ng video presentation. Ang kanilang agenda code is BPD. Ano ba yung BPD? BPD Business and Product Development. Okay? Tapos, ang strand nila ay ABM. Section is 01. Entry number is 01 because they are from group number 1. And then, underscore video presentation. Same below. Okay? Dito lang tayo sa dulo magpapalit. If it is a research proposal, your chapters 1, 2, 3 with the references and the research instrument. Okay, so kasama yan sa i-upload dito sa research proposal that will be reviewed. So follow the exact format. Wrong or inconsistent file names cause confusion during panelist checking and may delay your review. Okay, so next, video presentation, the time limit is strict. The time limit is strict. Minimum 3 minutes to maximum 5 minutes. Strict compliance is required. Okay? Too short or too long is no video presentation score. Okay? So, sumunod na lang. Be safe. Be safe. Huwag magpapasa ng 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes. You will have no video presentation score. Alam niyo naman kung gaano kahigpit ngayon ang grading. Iba ang curriculum natin. Nagbago ang transmutation table ng scorings natin. So, mahirap makakuha ng 90. So dito lang sa mga simple instructions, make sure na susunod na kayo. Too short or too long means no video presentation score. Okay, so this applies no matter how good the content is. The advisors and students must check the video length before uploading. Okay. What goes into your 3 to 5 minute video? Cover only what's essential for panelists to judge your study, not every detail from your manuscript. Okay? So ito para sa STEM, itong column dito para sa STEM to. Okay? And then for the non-STEM, para sa UMS, ABM, TVL, ito yung mga parts na i-check ng panelists. Background / rationale, research problem / questions or your SOP, the research gap, hypothesis when applicable, significance of the study, key related literature or studies, research design and methodology, proposed data analysis or statistics, ethical considerations, and then expected contribution when applicable. Okay, so lahat ng ito ay matatagpuan sa body of your paper, which will also be discussed sa inyong video. So these are what you would actually put in those 5 minutes. It depends on where your study is. If your STEM, your study should already be finished, and it is experimental work. So if you are not under STEM, nasa proposal stage ka pa lang. Okay, so nandito tayo sa background, research problem, etc. So hindi nyo babasahin ng buo ang inyong manuscript. Pipiliin nyo lang yung magpapatunay na solid yung study nyo. Okay? Kaya magkakasya itong lahat sa 5 minutes. Next. Use the official PowerPoint format. Use the official PowerPoint template from the Student Research Manual for both the preliminary and final oral defense. Do not switch to another template unless your research advisor or the SHS Science and Research Group allows it. The compliance checklist, 3 to 5 minutes, plus official PPT format, plus required content. Okay? A compliant video. A video outside the 3 to 5 minute limit is non-compliant and receives no score. No matter how good the content is, this keeps every group's evaluation fair and equal. So wag na magpasaway, 3 to 5 minute lang. Gamitin ang official PowerPoint format. Ito ay naibigay ko na sa inyo, nasa group chat natin yan, nakapin. Yan din yung PowerPoint template na ginamit during title defense. So may mga ibang grupo na mas pinili na palitan yung template nila. But now, during the chapters 1 to 3 defense, pakigamit yung official PowerPoint format na ibinigay ko rin simula pa nung title defense. What your manuscript should contain. Okay, so chapter 1, background of the study, statement of the problem, significance of the study, scope and the limitations, conceptual / theoretical framework, and the definition of terms. In chapter 2, review related literature, review related studies, and then synthesis. Chapter 3, research design, research hypothesis, sampling technique / procedure, research instrument, data gathering procedure, plans for data analysis or statistics, ethical considerations. Appendices include your research instruments and other required supporting documents. Follow the full requirements in the student research manual. Okay, so yung student research manual, i-share ko pa lang sa mga GC ninyo. Okay, so meron akong mga groups na na-check na hanggang chapter 3. Very good kayo kasi nakapagpa-check na kayo ng chapter 3. Pero marami ang groups na hindi pa nagpapasa ng chapter 3 at hindi ko pa rin nabibigyan ng comments. So, medyo kailangan ayusin na yan para ma-finalize yung contents ng study ninyo na i-upload nyo for this preliminary oral defense. Okay? Then, who uploads and where? The uploading responsibility. Students upload their own files. If a student genuinely cannot access or upload files, the research advisor may help. Okay? Even with help, the students must still make sure of correct file, readable file, correct folder, complete file, correct file name, submitted on time. Kapag hindi kayo makapag-upload ng maayos o nagkaka-problem kayo sa uploading, magsabi ka agad sa teacher para hindi kayo makat dun sa deadline natin na magko-close yung link or magko-close yung folder kung saan nyo i-upload yan. So, early on, kailangan makapagsabi kayo sa akin. Google Drive folders by strand. So, meron tayong 4 folders. ABM, HUMSS, STEM, TVL. So, sama-sama yung ABM sections sa isang folder. Sama-sama ang HUMSS sections sa iisang folder. Also, the TVL, iisang folder lang din kayo. Mga HE sections, ICT sections, and IA sections. Okay, submission period and timeline. These are the key dates to remember. August 21, Research Advisors Focus Group Discussion and Panelist Assignment Planning. Ito yung nag-meeting kami last Friday na ngayon ko lang na-share sa inyo kasi na-busy din kahapon. May mga seminars din kami kasi kami kahapon. And then August 24, preparation begins. This will be tomorrow, Monday. Students start media release consent and research documents. So magbababa ako sa inyo ng media release consent kung saan bibigyan nyo ng consent na mapanood ng ibang tao yung recorded video ninyo na ipinasa kasi hindi nyo pa naman kilala kung sino yung magiging panelist nyo. Okay, so for data privacy. Next, August 24 to 29, upload window for video presentation and research proposal / manuscript. Okay, so uploading window. Ibig sabihin, kung okay na yan ang August 26, i-upload nyo na yan. Okay, kung hindi pa naman okay, meron pang 28, meron pang 29. Okay, so next. August 29 is the final student submission deadline. And then September 1, deadline for panelist checking or feedback. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan sa September 1, tapos na magbigay ng feedback yung panelist. Paano yan kung tinagalan ninyo yung pag-upload ninyo, di ba? So, my advice is don't wait until the 29th. Upload early so panelists have time to actually review your work properly. Next, after September 1, the feedback is consolidated. So, lahat din ng mga groups na ipapanel ko, I will be preparing document of or yung comments ko and then mababasa nyo yon yung mga groups na mapapanel ko. The revision and the rechecking also begins after September 1. So, alam nyo din na ang term exam natin ay August 28. That is Friday. And 2 araw yung term examination natin, yung term 1 exam. Ibig sabihin, tapos na ang term 1. Remember, trimester na tayo ngayon. Term 1, term 2, term 3. So, mag-e-end na yung term 1. August 28 is the examination day. That is Friday. And then the day 2 of the examination is on Monday. That will be September 1. So, 2 days ang examination. Okay, so how the panelists structure their feedback. So, panelists keep comments short and focused using 4 simple parts. Paano ba mag-comments ang panelist? So, una, ano ba yung maganda sa study nyo? Iko-comment yan ng panelist. Pangalawa, ano yung pinakamalaking problema sa paper ninyo or sa study ninyo? Then, pangatlo, ano specifically ang kailangan ninyong gawin sa paper nyo? Anong specifically ang kailangang ayusin? Okay? And then sa number 4, that is the decision. Pipiliin ng panelist yung status ninyo. So meron tayong 4 status. Ano-ano ba yung status na yon? Ayan, ito yung 4 possible outcomes. Approved, no major concerns, ready for the next research stage. And then next one, parang yellow to, yellow, approved with minor revision. Generally acceptable, needs small fixes. So konting aayusin lang sa wordings, medyo konting formatting problems. Okay, references, baka kailangan dagdagan or minor clarifications. So next is kapag orange means revise and recheck. Substantial concerns. For example, medyo malaki ang problema sa methodology, sa sampling, statistics, or unsupported claims must be fixed and rechecked. Kapag naman red, yung naging color, meaning not approved yan. So sobrang laki ng problema nyo dyan. Fundamental problem. So starting from chapter 1 or from the beginning, mali na or may problemang malaki. Flawed design, serious ethical issue, invalid data, or research problem that isn't viable yet. So, parang kapag nakakuha kayo ng ganitong feedback from the panelist, yung red, baka mapaisip kayo, kailangan ba ninyo mag-change topic? Na sana i-wish natin na hindi maging ganon yung inyong maging outcome ng inyong defense. So, ayusin. Kailangan ma-defend nyo talaga yan na maganda yung study ninyo, na may patutunguhan, na may sense. Okay, so, balikan natin. Ito yung mga titignan ng panelists. What panelists look at? Research problem, your SOP, your statement of the problem. Clear, researchable, aligned with the agenda. Letter B, literature and gap. Relevant literature and a well-supported research gap. Letter C, design and methodology. Okay, appropriate design, samples, and feasible procedures. Letter D, data and evidence. Appropriate, clear, and reliable data sources. Statistics / modeling, right test or model justified and validated. Ethics, ethical considerations, clearances, and consents in place. Conclusions or end claims, conclusions must be supported by real evidence. So, wala pa naman kayo sa conclusions kasi conclusions is in chapter 4. Feasibility, study can realistically be finished on time. Okay, so makikita natin to sa buong chapters 1 to 3 ninyo. Okay, numbers alone don't prove anything. A result is not automatically valid just because software or a formula produced it. Panelists check the evidence behind every number. For quantitative, experimental, computational, and modeling studies, panelists may ask researchers to show the source of data, measurement procedure, model validation, sensitivity and analysis, raw data, statistical assumptions, comparison / baseline, supporting literature / evidence, data evaluation, model justification, appropriate error metrics. Okay, so etong sinasabi dito, this one is especially for anyone doing quantitative experimental. So, mas importante na kung papasok kayo sa competition, for example, kailangan mas mataas na level na evaluation ang makuha ninyo. Okay, so para siguro to sa mga STEM students, hindi na sa mga UMS, ABM, etc. So again, these are the 4 possible outcomes. Yan. So, let us discuss this one. One approved vote is not enough. A study is only approved once all of these are considered together. 1, the panelist full evaluations. 2, how serious the identified concerns are. 3, whether major concerns have actually been addressed. 4, the research advisor's verification. 5, requirements in the student's research manual. For revise and recheck studies, Approval is only granted after the required revisions are reviewed. Okay, so importante, kahit ma-check ka ng isang panelist, okay, and then sabi ng one panelist approved, hindi ibig sabihin approved na yan, yung study mo. Yung final call kasi dyan, kailangan yung pinagsama-sama na 5 factors, buong set ng evaluation ng panelist. So, gaano ba kaseryoso yung concerns? At yung mga minor fixes, na fix na ba talaga? Okay? So, kailangan ma-verify ng research teacher ninyo na maayos na talaga siya bago pa siya matag as approved. Okay? Kung kayo ay napunta dito sa ganitong status, revise and recheck, okay, ma-approve lang kayo after ma-review talaga yung mga revisions ninyo. Okay, kung may nakakalimutan kayong parts na dapat i-revise, babalik at babalik pa rin talaga kayo. Hindi kayo makakatawid to the next stage hanggat hindi nyo na itama yung comments ng panelist. Okay, so these are not necessary na for today. Okay, so forms you need to prepare, learner media release consent form. Ipamimigay ko tomorrow, Monday. Required for every student recorded in the defense must be completed on or before August 25, 2026. August 25, this will be Tuesday. So, kailangan completed na itong mga ito by Tuesday. Research agenda form. Meron akong mga classes na nabigyan ko na nito, yung mga namimit ko. Kasi yung ibang classes affected during suspension, hindi ko sila nami-meet dahil sa suspensions. So, ilan sa classes ko ay may research agenda form na signed, already completed. And then, by tomorrow, kailangan makapag-prepare na kayo ng preliminary oral defense PowerPoint presentation. So, by now, Sunday, kailangan mahanap na ninyo nasan ba yung template na sinasabi ni ma'am. Nasa GC natin. Okay? Next, preliminary oral defense rubric to be shared to you. Okay, hindi pa na-finalize kasi binabawasan namin yung rubric. Sa rubric kasi kailangan validated na yung instrument ninyo and na reliability testing na. The problem is dahil sa sandamakmak na suspensions, hindi okay pa yung validation and the reliability test of your research instrument. So tinatanggal sa rubric. But the preliminary oral defense rubric will also be shared to you before you submit your videos. Okay, next. Ethical research clearance and protocol form. May mga classes na tapos na dito. Nabigyan ko na ng forms, nasagutan na lahat. Pero meron pa rin classes or groups na hindi pa nagagawa itong forms na to. Sana by Monday, Tuesday, mamit ko sila. Next. Final oral defense PowerPoint presentation. Kailangan final. And then, the final oral defense rubric. Ayan, so ano pa to? Sa December pa to. December pa tong last 2 bullets. Next. Ayan, so ito yung mga key takeaways natin na kailangan matandaan ninyo. Mag-record ng 3 to 5 minute video, strict compliance, no exceptions. Okay? Kasi ang mga panelist, kapag sinabing 5 minutes and pag open ng video ninyo, nakita na kagad. Kasi nakikita naman namin pag open namin ng video, pag tingin namin sa ilalim, ay 7 minutes. Iko-close na namin yan. We don't care anymore. Kasi well instructed naman sa inyo na kailangan 5 minutes lang. Bakit kayo nagsasubmit ng more than 5? Okay, so next. Upload the video, proposal, manuscript, and documents to Google Drive until August 29, 2026. Again, August 29 only. Name every file. Name every file exactly using the official format. Okay? So, yung formatting natin kanina, agenda code, underscore, strand, underscore, section, underscore, entry number, and then underscore, video presentation ba yan or research papers. Next, read your panel feedback carefully. It drives your revisions. So, pakibasa at pakisunod. Minsan kasi may mga students na nabigyan mo na ng comments, nagpapasa na ulit, hindi pa naman talaga niya nagagawa yung kailangan gawin. Ipapasa na ulit ng mali pa rin. Okay? Next. Approval needs more than one approved vote. It is full team decision. Okay? So, sa lahat ng magiging comment sa inyo, bago kayo totally or finally ma-approve, kailangan lahat ng comments ay talagang masunod or ma-follow ninyo. So, yun lang ang ating discussion for today. Again, this is the agenda code, the strand code, and then this is the final format with your presentation research proposal. So that's it for today.